An unloved task slows the passage of time. An eternity passed within the spire. Each day the great black walls grew. Each dawn grew darker in their shadow, and the deeds within the walls grew darker still. As years passed, the hero's task seemed ever more impossible. Lucian remained behind the great white light, Garth remained hidden, and others like the Commandant appeared, all as brutal and powerful as the first. And slowly, all thought of freedom or the outside world faded.
I'm going to try to keep this introductory section really short. I had a lot of fun doing this section, and it definitely was a lot more challenging than the last one. It's time to find our second hero, the nerd. And it seems the blind lady, who's actually called Teresa, has found his exact location, and I think you know exactly where this is going.
You are coming with me.
There was nothing you could do. That was Lucian's Commandant. And apparently he now controls a shard, an old kingdom weapon of great power. Lucian's strength grows ever more formidable, as does his mastery of the spire and its awful machinery. Come back to the guild.
Well, that would be the end of the line. If Lucian's old butler wasn't a coward.
Well, everything you want to know is all written down, and I know where. And here's something else that's written down. My price. Don't let anyone else see it. You have the money? My thanks. It's a juicy little collection. I assure you, you won't regret it. I buried Lucian's diary for safekeeping. This is the map to its location.
My goal still isn't to critique a game from 2009, but it crashed. Quite a few times. It crashed so many times that I had to start saving every other objective I completed. To save everybody some time, I'm just going to explain what the diary reads. The only way to be able to get into the Spire is by joining Lucian's army. The only way to join Lucian's army is by winning in the Crucible. The only way you can go to the Crucible is if you're famous, and two, if you can get to the location first.
What, did you get a job? Buy a house? I've been here for ages. Right, let's go. Me, I prefer the idea of a little action. Here we go!
Oh, no shot! You're making an easy target, you daft son! Think you can murder my mates like that?
Over there!
Hey! Those are good pops! Those are the ugliest damn clothes I've ever seen.
This must be the infamous barricade. Doesn't look that tough.
Boss, we can't stop them. They're still coming.
Stand and fight, you cowardly knaves!
Out of all the enemies I had run into this far, these guys were definitely the most interesting, because they actually had an effective ranged counterattack, which didn't really help much here, but in large numbers, they are ferocious.
I heard this one story about these traders who got attacked. Valverines killed both. Parents, but the kids survived. A slaver found the poor things, took them back to his camp and locked them up in a cage. That night, the kids turned, broke out of the cage and ripped every slaver in the camp to shreds. It makes you think, doesn't it? There's one of the bloody things right there.
I really don't know where to begin with Valverines. They were definitely on the top of my list for enemies I was really worried about going into this run. First off, their jump and their ability to just show up out of nowhere was already annoying, but their lunge just makes it nearly impossible to deal with them if you're not watching all of them at once.
Valverines attacked us. They killed my husband. They killed my Frederick. It's all right, you're safe with us. They took my son. Can you show us where they took him? I think so.
I must have been feeling really helpful to decide to go and walk into a death trap to save some lady's children.
This is where they took him. Just don't get too far ahead. You need to stay with us. Oh, but my poor little Robert. I know, but you won't be able to help him if you get eaten, will you? What is this place? It's nothing good, we can be sure of that. Children.
I bring you flesh.
It was a very unlucky day for the Valverine Queen because she had just tried to trap two of the debatably most powerful people in Albion.
We made it. I don't think they'll follow us.
Many die in their attempt to defeat the Crucible. But defeat it you must if you're to have any hope of joining Lucien's army and getting to Garth.
Great. Back to the list of problems. I'm not famous enough to get in. I'd originally just planned to do some really boring task like paying a bard to sing about me, but I saw a really cool side quest and decided to do that instead.
The soldier took the major way, which was the cause of much dismay.
The basic idea of this quest is that the spring that we went into in the first part is now infested with shadow worshippers, so we have to go and clear them out. Believe it or not, I had a lot of fun with this mission. The thing I had mentioned earlier about the highwaymen being dangerous in groups was executed perfectly. I must have been really angry or forgot to get the clip because the rest of the mission is just gone.
Look who it is! A Crucible contender if ever I saw one.
Been causing quite a commotion, haven't you? Everyone knows who you are.
Why, there hasn't been so much buzz about a competitor since... Knockout Nora. Remember her, Mad Dog? Oh...
Yeah, point is, you've earned your place in the Crucible's parade of almost certain death.
She could have knocked me out any time, that Nora. Whatever became of her?
Anyway, make sure you're properly kitted out before you go in. The crowd gets ever so upset when our fighters die too quickly.
But if you live, you become a legend, and you'll be a shoo-in to join Lucien's army. I don't think any winners have turned that opportunity down yet.
No! 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 Gorgoron wants his mummy.
Right, who's next then?
Oh, well, love to, wouldn't I? Yeah, but still got this whole ethical entanglement to mull over. Yeah.
I would certainly embrace this opportunity, but, I'm still waiting for my lucky robes to come back from the cleaners.
Well, I can't possibly go on next. My, crossbow's got an awful cold.
Do not look at Gorgoron. Gorgoron has an ingrowing toenail right now, an evil toenail.
You, the new lass. It's your lucky day. You might want to read up on the rules. Not...
So, here we are, Mad Dog, poised once again at the gates of bloodshed and greatness as another competitor faces the challenge of the Crucible.
If I had enough time, I would probably show you every round, but I don't think anybody really wants to see that, so I'm just going to talk about my favorites. My favorites were definitely the bandit rounds, because there was enough people where it wasn't too many, but also where it was challenging. And it was actually really challenging, unlike a whole lot of the other rounds.
Oh, this is turning into one heck of a crucible. Unbelievable, incredible, it's an extraordinary superhuman feat of inconceivable proportions. Unprecedented, some might say, if they were unaware of the precedents.
She's as worthy a competitor as ever competed in this competition.
Indeed! All that remains is to congratulate our glorious winner. We hope you've enjoyed this most bloody and most compelling of Crucible editions. Fare thee well, gentle spectators, until the next time.
That was fantastic. I listened to the commentaries every step of the way. I even got in to see a few rounds. That one with the Hobbs, bloody brilliant. Really makes me want to have a go myself. Oh yeah, I'd grind through there in half the time it took you.
Well done. Not many make it through the Crucible alive.
And after all that, we can finally go and rescue the nerd.
Right,
Correct. No personal effects allowed on board, and no weapons. And no dogs.
Don't worry. I'll look after Furface here. And your stuff as well.
The world outside these marvelous walls is a corrupt, rotting husk. Reason is absent. Instead of order, there is only chaos. Chaos does not punish evil, nor reward righteousness. Chaos cuts innocent lives short, and we're to accept this as fate. I beg to differ. You stand in the center of a great instrument of change. With it, I shall remake the world, and my creation shall be unrecognizable in its perfection. But my will alone is not sufficient for such a monumental task. It is only through your toil, through your labors, through your conviction, that Albion will be transformed. Do not fear the sound you hear, the throbbing you feel beneath your feet. These sensations will soon be as familiar as your own heartbeat. And so long as your heart continues to beat, all that I require of you is obedience. Now, sleep.
We unfortunately have to wake up from our nap with the war crime that they did to my hair.
When you receive an order, you will obey it immediately. Which brings me to that new piece of jewellery you got. The collar is part of Lord Lucian's obedience program. The Commandant will explain it to you.
Ah, my feet are killing me.
When's that check for this fellow? His name's Garth. Lucian sent a whole squad.
I don't know how you got here, but I know what you are.
Only...
It doesn't matter. Your power will do you no good as long as you wear that collar. Be patient. I am the Commandant. You are Recruit 273. That number is not random. It was assigned to you because I have broken 272 recruits before you. You are nothing more than the next link in the chain. You have been brought here to oversee the reconstruction of the tattered spire and to serve Lucian as he sees fit. You will do everything I tell you, without question.
Let me think about that. No.
Look over there. Failure to obey will cause the device around your neck to activate.
Obey. Look where you're told.
I pretty much kept a lol, nah attitude throughout the entire Spire section.
Stand here and guard these maggots till I get back. They're not allowed any food, though, so don't touch the controls.
You are now good enough to use the project.
Why? I'm weak. If you don't help me, I'll die.
Obey. You were ordered to withhold food.
Please. The Commandant wants to see you.
I will make you obey. I believe you know this man. Guard 268. I order you to be quiet. To 268. Shut your mouth. Those who do not obey can be made to. But those who cannot obey are useless. Take this sword. Kill him.
No!
Construction of the upper tier begins tomorrow. The man guarding the site is overdue reporting in. Find out what's happened. You can consider this a chance to redeem yourself.
Again, hero. You came to rescue me. But you're no good to either of us with that collar on. There. I've removed it. It took me years to focus enough will to destroy our collars and that guard. I've got nothing left. So when trouble comes, it's up to you.
Oh boy, here we go again.
We're not leaving.
I'm not gonna lie, Garth is pretty useless. Right up to the end of this clip, he got captured.
Lucian will kill me for failing to keep order. But I am obedient, and so before he does, I will eliminate you. Now, come here.
This fight was a lot of fun. Was it worth waiting that long? No. Again, I love whenever the enemies actually have good counters.
I think it's safe to say you don't need to protect me anymore. We can use this to reach the docks. Now come on.
After that awful journey was over, we finally got to meet back with our friends, and my hair, and we'll never partake on an adventure such as that one again. Oh wait, there's one more hero.